Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm at Paso Picacho Campground just south of Lake Cuyamaca in eastern San Diego County. Later on tonight I'm going to be making some chili and some instant mashed potatoes. All that stuff's coming up here in a little bit. Stay tuned and please consider liking and subscribing. Alright, like I said, this is Paso Picacho Campground. We're located at the trailhead for Cuyamaca Peak. Cuyamaca Peak is the second highest peak in San Diego County. It's 6,512 feet at the summit. We're also located right across the highway from Stonewall Peak. I don't remember how high that one is, but it's also a very nice hike. This park is dog friendly. The trail to Cuyamaca Peak is dog friendly. And like I said, later on we're going to be making some chili and instant mashed potatoes. Right now I got to get my campsite set up. I've got about 3.5 hours till the sun goes down, and I've got to get everything set up and start cooking before the light goes away. So I'm going to do that now. You guys hang tight and I'll catch back up with you guys when I'm done. So I'm also trying out a new tent today. This is a 2-person hiker tent that I picked up from Walmart a while back. I honestly forgot I had this thing. I don't remember buying it, but I found it, and today we're going to be trying it out. And it's still in the box, so it's brand new. They sell firewood in the park. You just go to a camp host. It's $8 a bundle, and the sign says make sure the fire is out before you go to bed. It doesn't have a specific time. I'm going to be setting my tent up over here behind the fire pit. Before I do that, I'm going to clear out the ground over there to get all the rocks and stuff out of the way. I'm going to do that right now, actually. This park has a whole bunch of sites, and a lot of them don't have a lot of level ground. So if you ever come here, well, they used to let people drive through and check out the spots, but they don't do that anymore. I was able to park in the 15-minute parking area and take a walk around the park to figure out which side I wanted. I've been here a couple times. I've never been to this spot, but I've been here a couple times. But I always have trouble remembering which side is which and, which is good or not. So I parked in there 15-minute parking and then did a walk around and found a site that had a nice level spot with some shade. And it seemed to be a good site, so I picked this one. It's summertime. Reservations here are a little hard to get. Today's Sunday. I actually had to reserve Sunday night into Monday because I couldn't find one available for Saturday. All right, so that's pretty much it for the setup. This is all I have in here. That, I believe, is a queen size blanket, and I've got that laid out across most of the whole floor. It fits perfect end to end. I'll look on the package later. I don't remember the dimensions of this tent, but I have my same old Teton mat, and then the Teton sleeping bag, and then the only thing else I have in here is this bag. Now when I'm sleeping tonight, I'm gonna have this thing down. Well, maybe not. I don't anticipate any rain, so I may be able to keep it up. It is pretty warm out here. That may not be a bad idea. And as far as my cooking goes, I'm gonna do everything on this bench, this picnic table here. I've got my usual box. Set this right there. then I got my stove, my fire pit, my chair. I'm gonna set up another little table over there to keep my phone and whatnot on while I'm hanging out by the fire. And then, you guys haven't seen this dog yet. This is my third and final dog. This is Lily. Lily. Say hi to the camera. Lily is, pretty sure she's 9. Let me think about that. She's either 8 or 9. And she is beautiful. So now you guys have met all 3 of my dogs. Grover, Ty, and Lily. And then just to show you guys, give you guys an idea, I brought everything here today in our 2008 Toyota Yaris. I guess the year doesn't matter, but I brought everything here in this Toyota Yaris. So everything that you see here, everything that you need to go camping, I brought in this small car with a dog. Now I didn't bring wood with me, like I said. They have firewood here. But I could have fit probably 4 bundles in the back seat with the dog. So it is possible with this setup to also bring wood. And just show you the site. So right on the other side of that tree line is the actual trail to go up to Cuyamaca Peak, which is right up there. You might even be able to see it. There was an angle in which I was able to see it. Right through those trees right there. That is the tower at the top of Cuyamaca Peak. And this spot, which is handicap access, is 9 Alpha. My spot, if you ever wanted to stay here, is 9 Bravo. And this whole loop is all tent sites. There's a cabin over here. So they've got these cool little cabins, which are pretty much just wooden tents. Let's see if I can see in the window with that. Now tomorrow, in the morning, I'm gonna walk around the whole park, show you guys all the sights, so you can get an idea of what this park is like. You may be able to see in the window here. Now it's hard to see, but it's just a wooden room, and they have a wood stove. So you can see the stovepipe there. So there's a wood stove in there, and then there's nothing else. So you would bring like a sleeping pad, sleeping mat, cot, whatever you want. This site, 8. 8 is another good spot. That might even been better than the one I have now. This whole loop seems to have some relatively flat spots in it. Yeah, this would have been a good one. Oh well. And then each spot has a little water outlet like that. So right now, I've actually got to go hunt down the camp host and get some wood. It's cash only, so if you're planning on coming here and getting wood, bring cash. So you can see here the water. I'm pretty sure that's drinkable. And then that's it. Let me close this thing up so I can keep the bugs out. And then I'm gonna go and get some wood. And then when I get back, I'm gonna start cooking. Like I said, I'm doing chili and instant mashed potatoes. All right, so I'm gonna clean all this stuff up. I'm gonna go get some wood. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna set up my stove and everything and get started cooking. Then I will turn the camera on when I get back. All right, guys. So I got my kitchen all set up here. I'm about ready to start cooking. As I mentioned in the previous camping video, yeah, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the previous camping video, this camp cookware kit, all this stainless steel pots and pans, that's from Walmart. I got the box right over there. I'll show you that box here in a second. That was $30 at Walmart, and I got the same old stove and then the same cookware kit, all the utensils and stuff. This can opener here is actually very interesting. You notice it doesn't have there's no lever to it, and it actually cuts the cans at the seam. If you can see here, it doesn't cut at the top of the can, it cuts on the side. It's pretty cool. I'll show you guys how that works here in a second. And then I got my chili seasoning here, and then my loaded instant baked potato or mashed potatoes. More plates and cups and utensils than I possibly need. Before I get started cooking, I'm actually going to start this fire, help out with these bugs a little bit. Now, I told you guys earlier that the campground has firewood for sale, and they do. The firewood's located at the camp host sites. So I went around looking to buy some firewood from the camp host, and both camp host that I saw had signs out front saying that they were out. And then I went to the ranger station and nobody was there. So long story short, I couldn't manage to buy some firewood here. You're supposed to be able to up until 8 o'clock, but I wasn't able to do it. So, but anyways, my wife came out and she brought me some firewood from a convenience store down in Descanso. So what I'm going to do here is get this fire started. I'm going to burn that wood over there. I got some like personal mail and stuff that we always burn our junk mail. So I'll be burning that. And I got some leftover wood that I'm going to start the fire with. So before I get started cooking that chili, I'm going to get this fire started and hopefully help out with these bugs a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of this dead grass and make like a little Kindle bundle, and then I'm going to look around and I'm going to get a bunch of small sticks, and I'm going to, because I didn't bring my torch. Normally I would just set the pile of wood in there and start it with a torch, but I didn't bring it. All I have with me really is a Bic lighter, which is plenty enough. You just need the base of the fire to be right. So I'm going to get all that together. We'll get this fire started. So I just picked a bunch of that dead grass up. I made sure I separated it from the roots so I don't get any dirt in there. And I'm going to use this ball of dead grass. And then I'm going to pile up some small sticks and twigs on top of this, and that'll be the base of my fire. I also want to kind of rough it up a little bit. You don't want that too dense. So they actually keep this park pretty well maintained. There's not a whole lot of sticks on the ground, but you can see what I'm talking about. Just a bunch of little twigs. Then get this cardboard ready, because once that catches and starts burning, I'm going to start piling little pieces of wood on there with the cardboard. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. So when you're picking up sticks, for a fire, you kind of want to stay away from stuff that's growing or the wet stuff. Just pick up the stuff off the ground. Usually, in campgrounds like this, you can go around to other people's fire pits and find already burnt pieces of wood. And these are pretty good for starting fires. It's pretty much like charcoal at this point because there's still some wood left. You gotta be careful too because a lot of people pour water on their fire to put it out. So this was likely doused with water, but it feels pretty dry. That's pretty much it. I think that wood's going to catch up, pretty quickly. The firewood that came from that gas station is not very dense. I think it's pine, so it'll burn fast. Now you could do the same thing with a flint and a steel. With that bundle of dead grass, you would just throw a spark into that bundle and you would get the same result. I have a flint and steel in my bag, but I just don't feel like using it. Alright, so that's the fire. That thing is going. My battery's about to die, so I'm going to change this battery and then we're going to start cooking. Alright, we got a fresh battery in here. Let's do this. Hopefully I can get this cooked before that battery dies. Pound of ground beef. Some diced tomatoes. Kidney beans. Black beans. I have some beef consomme, but I'm not going to use this unless I need more liquid in the chili. Chili seasoning. I'm going to put the chili seasoning on the beef when I cook that, and then I'm going to add some chili seasoning into the whole mix once I put the beef in there. I wanted both McCormick, but the store I went to only had the Lowry's. Should be good though. Alright, I'm going to rinse my hands off. I'm going to cut open this beef and start frying it. So you don't want to cook the beef too much, because it's going to cook a lot more when it's in the mixture with the rest of the chili. Let's mix that chili seasoning in there. So this is about as far as I'm going to go with the meat for now. I'm going to set that off to the side and I'm going to start doing the rest of this stuff. So I've already cracked open the beans. And my wife tells me, just for the liquid in the chili, just to put everything in the can in the pan or the pot. I'll show you when I open the tomato how that can opener works. Oh yeah, you can see. So this wheel here sits on top of the lid, and then this wheel here is what cuts the side of it. So you just want to press down like this. And there you go. Just like that. And you can see how it comes off. It's pretty cool. There's some tomatoes in there. I'll throw some more chili seasoning in with the beans and tomatoes. Stir that up. All right, now I'm going to add the meat. I'm going to go rinse this stuff off, and I'm going to change to a ladle, make it a little easier for stirring. And we're just going to let that cook. I really wish I had brought some paper towels. A little unconventional, but I'm going to use these wipes. I'm not using this frying pan again, so should be okay. I just need something to wipe with. There, it's not too bad. That cleaned up pretty easily. You can see the distortion from the heat. So I'll rinse this off again, and I'm going to throw it back in the nesting pot there. Basically, I'm just going to let that kind of boil over. Then it should be done after that. Tastes good to me. All right. So let that sit for a while. I think while that's going, I'm going to attempt to do these potatoes. Because these potatoes, it's literally just 2 cups of boiling water, put it in a bowl, and then add the pouch of potatoes. So, if you see on the lip or the edge of that container there, that says half a liter. A half a liter is 2.11 cups. And these potatoes call for 2 cups. So I think I can make the potatoes all in here, which would also be a good bowl for it. I think I'm going to try that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it with my camp stove, so I can show you how to make potatoes on this guy. This is an MSR rocket stove. Now what I'm thinking is when I add the potatoes to that bowl, it might get overfilled. So I'm going to slowly add it in until the potatoes soak up the water, and hopefully I don't overfill it. All right, got that water boiling. Time to attempt these potatoes. Let's turn this off. Oh wow, that sets up almost instantly. So the directions say once you pour the potatoes in there to let it stand for 1 minute and then stir. Now, just to keep the attraction away from the animals around here, when I'm done with this chili, I'm going to put it in the car and lock the car up. There's no bears up here, but there's plenty of raccoons and possums and squirrels and crows and all that good stuff. So I want to keep the food away from the animals. Oh wow, that's super thick. You can see that soaked up all that water real quick. Let's try it. Hot. Very tasty. That's good. I'm going to give that chili probably another 10, 15 minutes maybe. Ooh, wow. A lot of stuff sticking to the bottom there. I think she's done. So I'm going to let that set and thicken up a little bit. All right. There we go. Got everything cleaned up. Got my spot set up over here. Got the fire going pretty well. Not a whole lot of wood, but it should be plenty for the night. I'll try to pack it in there a little bit early. Got the chili and the mashed potatoes there. Got my phone, my charger, my Anchor charger. This is a tire tool. It's meant for pulling the lug nuts off this Yaris. This is what I'm going to be using to stoke the fire and move the wood around. So I had a little issue with the audio earlier. But what I was saying is that chili is really good. That's nowhere near like a competition chili. It's very basic, very easy, but it tasted very good. And just to go over how I did that. That was 1 pound of ground beef, 15 ounces of kidney beans, 15 ounces of black bean, 15 ounces of diced tomato. Brown the ground beef in a pan. Add a pack of chili seasoning. Don't cook it all the way through. Matter of fact, just kind of barely cook it. Set that to the side. Heat up the beans, the tomatoes in a pot. Add another pack of chili seasoning. Let that cook a little bit. Add the meat into all that mixture. Let that come to a boil, and then that was it. It's pretty good chili. Really easy to do. It's actually a really good meal for camping because it's so easy. And there's a lot of it. So if you had extra people, it would serve several people pretty easily. I was also saying before that one of my viewers had left a comment on one of my previous camping videos asking me if I could talk about some stuff by the campfire. And I've been sitting here thinking about it, and I'm not entirely sure what to talk about. I have many opinions on many things. I have no intentions of making my YouTube channel in any way political, religious, or controversial at all. What I will talk about is what my channel's oriented towards. Camping. Well, my channel wasn't oriented towards camping. I guess that's a good thing to talk about. So my intentions for this YouTube channel was to get into the world of motorsports. Building cars, racing cars, stuff like that. I don't have as much of an opportunity to work on vehicles or build vehicles the way that I want them. So, well, I have many interests. Camping's one of them, and it's something I enjoy doing. And since I can't necessarily do the videos I want to do in motorsports, I've started making videos camping, and that's become popular. Like, one of my videos did really well, considering I'm a very small channel. Not many of you people out there, only like 300, but one of my videos did fairly well, according to me, and that was a camping video. So I've decided, and I won't completely shift towards camping, but I've decided that I'll do more camping videos. So with that being said, I will discuss camping since it's more oriented towards what the channel is currently about. So like I said, this campground is named Paso Picacho. And as I said in the intro, we are at the trailhead for Cuyamaca Peak. Cuyamaca Peak is 6,512 foot at the summit. Now, I've hiked that before. Not on this trail, but I came up a different way. I went 7 miles up to the summit. And it's a pretty tough hike, actually. The second highest peak in San Diego County. I'm not sure what the first is. And then right across the highway, like I said, there's Stonewall Peak. And it's not nearly as high, but it looks pretty cool. I actually want to go up there one day. This campsite is really nice. I want to say there's got to be close to 100 spots here. So I actually came up here last weekend during 4th of July to scout and see what spot I wanted. And it seemed pretty busy. So when we went back home and I reserved a site, well, I tried to reserve a site for the following weekend, which was, yesterday was Saturday, today's Sunday. There was nothing available for Saturday, and I was reserving a week out. So I ended up reserving a spot for Sunday, and there was plenty open on Sunday. I can hear people here, and I've driven around. I've seen several people, but it's not nearly as packed as it was on 4th of July. So I would assume, and I've been here several times before, where it hasn't been that busy. So I would presume that typically this park is pretty open, or at least outside of the summer. The times that I've been here have not been the summer. So it's probably more busy during the summer than it is during the fall or winter, or because it actually snows up here. And then we are 2.6 miles from Lake Cuyamaca. 12 miles from Julian, so 12 miles south of Julian, 12 miles from the 8, so we're exactly halfway from in between the 8 and Julian on the 79. There's other campgrounds around here. Just south of us, there's Green Valley Campground. There's a lot of trails. There's Oxanito Peak, East Mesa Trailhead, Green Valley Falls Trailhead, Harvey Moore Trailhead. We're in the Cuyamaca Rancho State Park. Where I'm sitting, there's Cuyamaca Peak Trailhead and Stonewall Peak Trailhead. There's Los Vaqueros, just north of here, almost right at Cuyamaca. Chambers Park. There's a campground at Cuyamaca too. It's in Chambers Park. You can take your RV there. You can bring an RV here too. Mason Valley Truck Trailhead. There's north of here, there's Pines Anita RV Park. Lots of trails and campsites. Well, not a lot of campsites, but there's some campsites along the 79. For one night, I paid $47. I think it's $15 to just park here for some period of time. I don't know exactly how long you get. The first time I stayed here was when I hiked up to Cuyamaca Peak. I went to the peak and then I came down and I stayed here. And the plan was to go to Stonewall Peak the next day, but I was way too tired to do that. I carried a pack with a sleeping bag and tent and everything. 7.5 miles from Oxnita Campground to Cuyamaca Peak, and there's a lot more elevation gain. So it is the 9th of July, so it's a weekend after 4th of July. It's pretty warm here today, but it wasn't unbearable. In the shade, it's pretty comfortable. I mean, so if you think about that, it's 6,500 minus, let's say, 1,500. So we're at 5,000 feet, roughly. So this campground is about 5,000 feet elevation. As far as I can tell, you can have campfires all year round. I don't see any restrictions up here. But yeah. The chili and the mashed potatoes were very good. In the future, I'm gonna do a lot more cooking like that. I kind of want to make that a feature of these videos. The idea I had was to, and I've talked about this before, but I didn't really put it in my other videos, but the idea that I have is to go to a different campground with a different camping setup, different tent, and cook something different in each video. So let's say I went to the desert with my Nightcat pop-up, and I did steak. I did a ribeye. Then I went to Fish Creek and another Nightcat tent, and I did, what did I make? Hamburger helper. And then I went to Lake Morena in my Kodiak canvas, and I made beef stroganoff. And now I'm here in Paso Picacho with this Walmart tent, and I've made chili and mashed potatoes. And like I've said, feel free to leave suggestions on things you guys want to see, things you guys want to see me cook, tents you guys want me to try out, any camping gear you want me to try out. I'm not really interested in doing reviews, but since I will be trying out new tents, I will tell you what I think about them. But I don't want this to be a camping gear review channel. My intent is to show you guys the different campgrounds that are available here, and the different setups that you can use, and the different things that you can cook and meals that you can have while you're out. I think that for some people, I don't know about most, I couldn't even guess the percentage, but I would say a lot of people, camping may seem difficult, or I don't know, what's the word, out of reach or inaccessible. But I want to show how easy and even how complicated camping can be. I think it's a great thing to do, and I think that more people should get out and do it. And I want to show you guys all the options that are available in terms of camping. Like in this trip, I took the Yaris. I don't have a big tent. I don't have a lot of gear with me, but you can still have a good night. You can still have a campfire. You can still eat a good meal. Like in the last video, I took a lot of stuff. I took my truck. I had a whole kitchen set up inside of the tent. A lot more complicated, a lot more expensive too. It was an expensive tent. I don't remember how much this tent costs. I know it was less than $100. I have a styrofoam cooler here that that didn't really cost much. This chair that I'm sitting in, I think cost $100. The table that the camera is sitting on right now, or the GoPro sitting on, is probably $60-$70. The stuff that I'm using right now is actually relatively cheap, but a lot of it, I have already had, so I didn't have to go out and buy all this stuff for the first time. I think the only thing I bought for this trip was some of the cooking ingredients and the styrofoam cooler and the beer and the firewood. If you already have gear, if you already have a sleeping bag, you already have a tent and all that stuff, you could do this for $100 or less. I think when this fire goes out, I'm gonna crawl into the tent and go to bed. Well, Not really go to bed, but crawl in the tent and get comfortable. In the morning, I'm gonna hike around the park and I'll show you all the different spots. Try to show you the whole park. I'm not gonna go up any of the trails or anything. That's gonna take too long, but I'll show you around the whole park, show you what's available, all the different sites. It looks like this battery is about to cut out, or it's getting kind of low. So I'm gonna cut off the camera. I'm gonna finish my cigar, let the fire burn out, and then I'm gonna crawl in bed. And then I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, guys. Good night. I'll see you in the morning. All right. Good morning, guys. Well, sort of morning. It's like 10:30. I've actually been up for a little while, but I was kind of lounging around and relaxing. Now, I've got to check out of here by noon, so I've got like an hour and a half to be checked out of the campsite. And I'm still going to be going on a little walk around the park. I may end up paying to park over by the entrance and just kind of spending some time walking around. The tent, you can see I had the rain fly down. It was very comfortable, very peaceful. It was very dark in this campsite, and having the rain fly down kept it nice and dark in here. The bedding system is, it's comfortable as usual. I always get really good sleep with this mat. I think it got down to 60 degrees last night, so I was pretty warm. Not even a little bit cold. One thing I've noticed, and I don't know if it's an issue with the tent or with the particular area that I'm in, but you see all these flies. There's a bunch of flies stuck between the rain fly and the netting. These guys weren't there last night. They've all showed up this morning. When the sun came out, they started multiplying. There's a lot of little ones too. I had a bee come in here too. I had to kill it because I'm allergic. But anyways, I'm about to start getting packed up. I'm going to get all my stuff in the car. I'll go check out and park the car. And then we'll go for a little hike. Well, not a hike. We'll go for a little walk around the park. All right. So that's pretty much it for the campsite. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to break down this table, put that away. That's pretty easy to do. You don't need to see that. I'm going to throw that styrofoam lid away, put the dog in the car, and then we're going to head down to the front and get ready to take a walk around the park. All right, that's it. Campsite's cleaned up. That took me 30 minutes from sitting in the tent to all the way broken down. Oh, there's a squirrel eating the dog food. Maybe that's what was eating it. All right, so I want to stop the camera, and then, like I said, I'm going to go down by the front and park, and then we're going to take a walk around. All right, guys. So right now we're in the day use area, a place where you pay to park. A bunch of picnic tables and stuff over here, bathrooms. About to start walking around the park now. This here's the entrance. That's the ranger booth. That's where you check in and pay for parking over in the day use. Let's go check out the maps over here. It says Caution Mountain Lion Area. That's not the park map. That's Green Valley Campground. This is Paso Picacho. So it looks like there is, I think there's just 85 spots. And I was over here at the bottom right in 9. So we're gonna go down from the left. So this is the, if I can get that right, right by 1 is the entrance. We're going to go down and we're going to go this way and go around most of the perimeter. I'll try to hit up as much as, so I'll probably come down right here and then through here and then around, and then I'll probably come back up and cut through some of those middle spots. I'm not going to get all the spots, but I'll show as many as I can. My battery's already low, so I'm going to have to stop and change the battery here in probably like 20 minutes. There's a trail here, Azalea Glen Loop Trail. No dogs permitted. So you've got calf riding and hiking trail, Azalea Spring. The whole loop is 3 miles. Yeah, so you can see it's a pretty nice park. Lots of trees. So we'll start by going to the left here. I'll try to give you guys a good look at all the sites. So you can see, like, not very level, not a lot of shade here. There's a lot of spots like that. This area here is kind of nice, but you see how open it is. None of these spots are really secluded from one another. Be great for group camping. If you guys wanted to come out with like your family, multiple families, this would be a good little corner. I'm actually going to stop at one of these campsites and wash her off. Let her get some water. She doesn't get out much, so she's really excited. Another good spot. You can see not very level, no shade. This is a pretty big spot. Number 7. A lot of area here, but again, not a lot of shade. And it's getting into the 80s during the day, 60 at night. So if you're gonna come out here during the summer, you're gonna want some shade. We're getting around to the spot I was just in. That's the cabin I showed you guys yesterday. I was thinking I should have taken this spot. This is number 8. It looks really nice. It's nice and large. Relatively flat spots. Plenty of shade. So I'm actually gonna stop here. I'm gonna rinse her off, let her get some water, and then I'm gonna go ahead and change this battery out. You can watch me rinse her off, I guess. There you go, girl. All right, that was pretty quick and easy. Let's get this battery changed. We'll put her somewhere. You better not lay in the dirt. You know what? No. All right, cut the video and change the battery. well, that's pretty much it, guys. I think I'm gonna pretty much end the video right here. We're gonna walk back to the car and head home. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please consider liking and subscribing, and like I said before, leave me suggestions in the comments if you guys want to see anything specific, any particular sites, any particular camping gear, whatever you can think of. Just leave me a comment. All the engagement that you guys do, just helps. Alright, so that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please consider liking and subscribing, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.